Testing, testing, 1, 2. I got a new microphone, y'all. You see? Ooh. We got a studio upgrade in the house. My Shayla. Slay. I don't actually know if this is recording really quality voice audio, but if it is, we are so back. Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Cody. I'm a writer, and it's been a little while, and we got a lot to catch up on. Recently, some content that I've been enjoying have been like monthly recaps, and I feel like, especially now in this stage of the writing process, I don't always have something to say. I mean, how many times can I tell you guys that I have submitted my book to my editor, waiting on things to come back, implementing his feedback? Like, how many times can I legit say that to you until you're like, Cody, you've told us like 8 times. Can we move on to something else? But right now, nothing else is really happening. So I figured it would be great to sort of break down all the things that I did do in January and kind of sit and tell you what my goals are for February, as we are, at the time of this video being posted, we're about a week into the month. And I just kind of want to tell you what I'm up to, what I'm doing, what my goals are, all that kind of good stuff. What is this flyaway hair doing, girl? And if you're not already and you want to subscribe to my channel, that would also be pretty cool. Just saying. But without further ado, grab you a nice cozy drink and let's get into the video, okay? For this first video and for all the videos in the future, they will be broken into 5 categories. So without further ado, let's get into the first category, all the things I wrote in January. Now, I already hinted at this earlier in the video, and you already know because I've already told you a million times. Also, yes, I have my notes right here, so if you see me looking this away, I'm looking at my notes, okay? Because a lot's happened. I didn't realize until I wrote it out, but a lot's happened. So, as I said, in January, we did submit draft 4 of our Ghostwriters Club to our editor, and we actually got it back in January as well. I was not expecting to get it back that quick. I was thinking more of a end of January, early February, but no, girl, we got it like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I don't know, it's been a little while. We got those back, and I have already actually gone through and implemented all of the comments and feedback on there, and I know I didn't really do a whole lot of that on camera, but I was just in a space where I really wanted this to just be more of like a personal thing, because I've never line edited before, and so I didn't feel comfortable vlogging it and sharing my advice and things like that or experience on line editing when really I was figuring out how to do it for the first time, like on my own. And I just kind of wanted to do that off camera. But next week I will be doing a reading vlog of my own book because I want to finish line edits this month. And so the next step, now that I've implemented all the things that I want to implement, I want to do a full read through, take any last minute notes, make any last minute tweaks before I submit it back to my editor for proofreading. So that is the realm of where the Ghostwriters Club is currently. Also, all that is about the Ghostwriters Club. I don't know if I said that. Anyway, we're obviously out of practice with filming, okay? Outside of the Ghostwriters Club, I did actually do some brainstorming outlining. If you have watched any of my most recent live streams that I've done, like any solo pop-up live streams, I'm working on something that I have been calling here on the YouTube's Project Purple. Project Purple is this fantasy idea that has lived in my brain for literal years, even pre-Ghostwriters Club, which is like 15 years, so it's a long time. We're going to be talking a lot about it. There's going to be a whole series on this channel surrounding Project Purple. We are deep diving into it right now over on my Patreon. More on that later. And yeah, so far it has been a flippin' blast to just brainstorm and build these worlds. And as of right now, we're looking at a potential 4-book series. I've never written a duology. What makes me think I could write a 4-book series? I don't know. Maybe it's delusion. Maybe it's what's the thing Alyssa wrote her book about? Toxic positivity. Toxic optimism. Alyssa, help. Not only did we brainstorm, the world of Project Purple and all this stuff, but there was one night where me and Taylor literally sat down, because what I've been doing is I've been following the Katie-tastic, where she has like the 3-act structure, and each act has 9 chapters in it, and each chapter has like a little like word prompt to kind of tell you like the vibe of what needs to be happening in this part of the story. It's basically like a even further broken down version of Save the Cat, and I actually really enjoy it. I've been been using that to sort of brainstorm, to kind of like be like, okay, so this event happens, and then I would look at the next chapter and see kind of where the vibe needed to go, and that would kind of help inspire me with like, okay, so what can I do with these characters? And it was actually a lot of fun. Well, there was a night where me and Taylor sat down and we looked. I shared my screen of what I kind of was thinking, and we started from scratch. And using that outline, spouting out ideas like a soundboard to Taylor, we sat there, y'all, we have already outlined the first full book of this series, and I don't know how to feel about it. It's crazy. But that wraps up all of the writing that I did in January. So without further ado, let's get into some reading, shall we? In January, I read 2 books. The first one is our book club book, Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is the book that we chose for our January book club over on Patreon. A lot of people really hyped this series up for me, and while there were moments in this where I was like intrigued, spoilers if you don't know, but like all the reconstruction surgery that the main character had to go through to become a gold and not be a red anymore, like that was like intriguing to me. But a lot of it just felt like, I don't want to be rude to Mr. Pierce Brown because I'm sure, you know, he's great. This to me felt a little long-winded. I'll say that. There was just some tropes, some topics that just generally make me uncomfy as a reader. Overall, I don't think it was for me. Which leads me to my second book. This right here, Miss Yarros. Miss Yarros, what is this? What is this? I am invested in these characters, right? And I will follow them anywhere because I have grown to like them, and the author has done a great job of making me feel like these characters are real people. What even happened in this book? We took a trip around the world and accomplished nothing. There wasn't much progression. Yes, we did get to learn more about the dragons and their lore and their history and this whole other species that we had never seen before. But as far as like plot, man, I don't know if we accomplished anything. I'm trying to go through it, and the only thing that I can think of in my brain is that we went to some islands and then we came back. That's it. Because I am already 3 books deep, I am going to continue through the series, and I'm just going to hope and pray that Miss Yarros pulls it all together in the end, okay? That's what we're going to hope for. And the last thing that I'll say about Onyx Storm is I literally felt like a scribe in the scribe quadrant of Basgiath, because very beneficial. This map was very beneficial. Do you hear me? They literally give you a guide of the characters, their dragon, their power, all of it. And my God, thank God they did, because otherwise I would have been lost. And that's all I have to say. Okay. Abracadabra. Dinner time, she said. Death or love tonight. Okay, friends. Now I want to get into a little bit of life stuff that happened in January. If you don't know, my fiance and I are getting married at the end of March. So we have been heavy into getting stuff ready for the wedding, getting things planned, getting things booked and catered and all that stuff. And not only that, we have been working with one of our good friends in our theater community. We hired her to choreograph a dance for Clark and I. And it's been nice to just get out of the house and having an excuse to go and spend 3 hours dancing with my life partner. Like, that's pretty cool. And it was a lot of fun. And we actually, as of now, have a fully choreographed dance. We are still, rehearsing it, getting it, all polished up. And we have a couple more rehearsals planned out before the wedding. But overall, I would say that going and just having this time dedicated to just be with my partner and a good friend, and we're just dancing and laughing and having the best time. It really was a true highlight for me in January. Now that we've talked about our life update, I want to get into February, the month that we are all currently in. I want to start off with a couple of goals that I have in mind. The first of my 3 big goals for January is to finish my line edits of the Ghost Writers Club. Like I said, I've implemented all of the feedback that I've gotten back from my line editor. What I want to do now is just give it a couple more read-throughs, at least 2, maybe 3, tightening up the lines and making sure that, everything sounds good, everything flows well, everything is nice and smooth, and all the things that I want to be there are there. My second goal for the month of February is to read 2 books. One of those books is going to be our Patreon book club book of the month, Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But that is our Patreon book club book of the month. And so that is at least one of the books I'm going to be reading. I'm actually reading a book right now. I'm reading Frida McFadden's new book. It's called The Crash. Using it as almost like a voice training kind of thing. I'm reading a Frida book, a mystery thriller book, in order to kind of prep my mind for what to expect as I am diving into my own book this weekend. My final goal for February is to post 2 works over on my Patreon, which actually leads me into my next thing, which is my February announcements part of this video. The first of those announcements is that I am officially going to start posting pieces of my own writing, my own art over on my Patreon. I want to be able to share more of my writing with the people that have chosen to support me in such a major way. And so I was like, I want to do something as like an appreciation token, something else that I can give all of my patrons to just show how much I truly, truly appreciate their support. I have already started on this goal, but I'll talk about that a little more later because we have another really big announcement happening here on the channel. Are you ready? It is time to officially reveal the cover for the Ghostwriters Club. Now, if you are a super sleuth, you might have noticed that a magical elf has taken over my YouTube page. I have a new banner. I have a new profile picture. I sort of did like a little shadow drop for all of you nosy Nellies that might have been like, ooh, Cody changed his profile picture. That's interesting. Let me click on his profile. And then boom, there's the book cover right there for you. But in case you didn't notice the fun little takeover that happened on my channel, I'm going to show you the book cover in 3, 2, 1. Here it is, the official book cover for the Ghostwriters Club. I'm so excited. I love this cover. I love everything about it. When I see this book cover, I feel like, wow, that right there, that is going to stand out on a bookshelf. And that's just what I want. And it's perfect. And I love it. And I'm so excited about it. And I hope you love it too. As a fun little thing, as a part of me announcing my book cover over on my Patreon, I have already submitted one piece of work. And that piece of work is the first 3 chapters of the Ghostwriters Club. It is over there. It is available if you would like to read it. If you'd like a little sneak peek, it is there if you want it. The link will be in the description below. And if you choose to support me over on Patreon, thank you so much in advance. I love you so much. But that is all I have for you lovely people today. Again, if you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Leave me a comment down below to let me know how your January went and what your February goals are. If you made it to this point in the video, leave me the emoji of the envelope with the little heart in the middle. You know the one. I'll put it up here on the screen. Leave me that emoji down below in the comments so I know you made it to the end of the video. But with all that out of the way, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!